we are going to read The Pearl Princess. Okay, this is the book. Look, when the princess cries, the pearl comes. Okay,
And
follow.
that's why she's called a pearl princess.
Yes. An old woman once lived with a flock of geese in a house on a mountain. Okay. There was a forest nearby where the woman picked grass for her geese and fruit to carry home. One morning a handsome young count came upon the old woman in the forest. The handsome count said, "Good mother, how can you carry all that?" The old woman said, "I must carry it, dear sir. I am poor and have no one to help me." Okay, what happened next? "You have a straight back and strong legs. Will you help me?" said the old woman. The count said, "Oh, yes, I will take your bundle." So he agreed to help her. The count groaned under the weight. "Oh!" The woman said, "See how light they are." The count said, "No, they're heavy. They feel as though they were full of stone." After a while the count wanted to rest. "I can go no further." "You cannot rest yet. We must keep on," said the old woman. And she led him over and over, and they kept carried on. Then the count found that he could not take the burden off his back. "Oh, maybe she's a witch." The old woman laughed at him. "Don't get angry. I'll give you a present when we'll get home." They reached the old woman's house at last. An ugly goose girl stood tending the geese. "Good mother, you have stayed away long." "I met this kind gentleman who carried my bundle," the woman said. That goose girl.
She's a good girl.
Yes, yes. The old woman took the bundle from the count. The count sat and started relaxing. "You may rest on the bench," said the old woman. "And you, little daughter, go in the house. The young man might fall in love with you." So the goose girl went in. The count was thinking, "Fall in love with her? Not if she were 30 years younger." The count fell asleep. When he woke, the old woman stood before him with a little emerald box. "Here's something for your troubles. Take good care of it." So what happened next? Mhm. The count left the old woman. He wandered for 3 days, trying to find his way out of the forest. At last he came to a large town. "Where am I? I am a stranger here." "We have orders to take all the strangers to the palace," said one of the guards. The count was brought before the king and the queen. "Oh, your majesty, I am a count. I have lost my way." The king said, "What can you show us to prove that you will bring no harm to our town?" So the count searched his pocket. All he had was the emerald box the old woman and in the wood has given him. Queen saw the box and she took it off his hand. She opened the box and she said, "Oh!" and she fainted. "Seize that man! What has he done to the queen?" The count was about to cast into the prison when the queen opened her eyes. "Wait! Release him! I must speak to him alone." Alone with the count, the queen wept bitterly. Count said, "Please tell me what is the matter. Perhaps I can help you." Then queen said, "I had 3 daughters. The youngest so beautiful. She was a wonder." When she cried, pearls fell from her eyes instead of tears. One day the king asked our 3 daughters, "Wish to divide my kingdom?" The king said, "All of you love me, but the one who loves me the best will receive the largest share. Each daughter in turns said she loved her father best. Can each of you tell me how much you love me? Then I will surely know. Oh, I love my father as dearly as the sweetest sugar, said the eldest. Oh, I love my father as dearly as the prettiest dress, said the second daughter. And the third daughter was standing there, and she was silent. Oh, when you, my dearest daughter, how much do you love me? She said, I do not know to what I can compare my love. But you must compare it to something. Well, then the best food does not please me without salt. Therefore I love my father like a salt. The king became very angry. If you love me like salt, then salt shall be your reward. He divided his kingdom between the two elder daughters. Then he caused a sack of salt to be bound to the back of the youngest. Can you imagine how silly that is? They put a sack of salt
I
behind
don't
the
like the
I know, that's silly. The king ordered the two soldiers to lead the princess into the forest. I begged him not to do, but he was very angry. How she cried when she had to leave us. The whole road was strewn with pearls. Soon afterward, the king was sorry. I really should not have done that, he said. He sent soldiers into the forest to bring our youngest daughter back. Though the whole forest was searched high and low, no one could find her. What tears the king and I have cried over her, our youngest child! Now you can understand why I fainted. When I opened your little emerald box, I saw a pearl inside, such as my daughter used to cry. You must tell me how you got that pearl. Oh, an old woman in the forest gave it to me, but I didn't see a beautiful young princess. The queen told the king that where she had been learned. They decided to go into the forest with the young count to look for the old woman. In the house on the mountain the old woman was spinning. The goose girl came in and took her place of the spinning wheel. They spun for 2 hours until the owl came to the window. Whoop, 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 the owl said. It's time for you to go out, said the old woman. The goose girl went deep into the forest. Look, the goose girl went deep into the forest, okay? At last she came to a large well. The moon had risen from behind the mountain and was very bright. The goose girl removed skin which covered her face and washed her face in the well. Wow. And when she stood up, she was beautiful. But she looked really sad. And she said,
Oh my God,
how unhappy
you know
I
that,
am.
you know that skin is the scariest.
Yeah, that's her mask. She was wearing that to hide her true self, okay?
The mask looks scary.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the forest, the count had strayed from the king and queen, and he was thinking, oh, I have lost them. He decided to climb the tree and sleep for the night. The moon was very bright. Below the count saw a well.
Right tonight,
Then, what's that? A girl! Why, she is beautiful! As the count leaned closer for a better look, the tree limb cracked. Creak! The girl put on her mask and fled, but the count had recognized her. The goose girl! By the time Count climbed down from the tree, the maiden was nowhere to be seen. Oh, where did she go? But the Count did find the king and queen. I have just seen your daughter. Where? I think she went along the path. Let us follow her. They hurried till they came to the little house with the geese. This is the old woman's house, said the Count. So the king and queen decided to go in. The king and queen looked at the window. There was only the old woman. "I do not see our daughter," said Queen. King said, "Let us go in." Then knocked softly on the door. "Come in. I was expecting you." "Do you know of our daughter, the princess?" said the Queen. "Yes, I know of her. 3 years ago you unjustly drove her away. She who is so good and lovable, no harm has come to her. She has tended geese for me all the time," said the old woman, and she confronted the King and Queen, and they cried, "Oh no, that was terrible. We do miss her so much. Have you been unhappy long enough? Have you been punished for the mistake?" "So yes, we have." "Come out, little daughter," said the old woman. The door opened and the princess stepped out. "It is she, my daughter!" The princess hugged her mother
Why is she crying out in tears?
because she is feeling emotional. She has seen her parents after so long.
And she's crying Paul.
They all wept for joy, and they wept, and all the
Is she
pearls
happy,
that...
dear?
Yes, I guess so.
Yes, she is.
"Thank heavens we have found you," said the queen. "Can you ever forgive me?" "Oh, yes, father. My dearest child, but I have given away my kingdom. What do I have that I can give you?" "She needs nothing," said the old woman. "The pure of the heart are watched over. The tears that she has wept are pearls finer than those found in the sea. She will always have them," said the old woman. It was almost a time to say goodbye. "And for tending the geese with never a complaint, I give her this house." Suddenly the old woman vanished, and the walls rattled, and the little house became a great palace, and the chair became a beautiful window. Oh, they were surprised to be in the palace. They're in the palace. Okay, next. The princess cried with happiness, and paws fell out of her feet. Count started going off. "She doesn't need me anymore. I will leave." "Where are you going, good sir?" "Back to the forest." "You must reward the young man. Without him we would have never found our daughter." "My kingdom is already divided, but I have some gold," said the king. "There are pearls," said the queen. "It is my pearl you wish. If it is the pearl you wish, they shall be yours." "I don't want your pearls, beautiful princess." "What then you wish?" said the princess. "I would like your daughter's hand in marriage," said the count. Oh, she became shy. "Does this please you, my child?" "Oh, yes, father," said the princess. So the king gave his permission, and they were married. The count and the princess lived happily in their castle, and often thought of the old woman. She was surely not no witch, as I first feared. Oh, she was a wise, wise woman. The end.